Oh, wow. First things first,
Well,
we're going
it's
to
time
just
to
kind of
get
hop
started, so
through
let's
this,
bring
I
our
think.
guests out on
Because
stage.
I've watched it once, but I've not properly, like, sat and thought about it too much or into the release.
I only stand here today because of Joshua. 13 years I've waited for this chance. I've slept in filth, drunk from a gutter, killed more men than I can count.
Not this time.
Ready, my lady?
Ready.
Hey, Yaz, how you doing, man? We do get a good shot of the massive icon as well, don't we? I can't remember, is that in this trailer or is it in one of the later ones? There we go. So yeah, we do get a bit of a better one. Yeah, is that a little bottleneck off? Is that a little watermark off that PNG? Sneaky bastards, let me fix that.
まあ今日のパネルまだまだビデオをご用意してますので、ぜひ最後まで楽しんでいってください。
And that is not the only video we're going to be showing you. We have many more videos to be showing you today, so please look forward to them as well.
では続いてちょっと世界観、触れていきたいと思います。
All right, next we'd like to talk a little bit about the world.
今回16の物語の舞台バリスゼアと言います。5つの国家と1つの自治領で構成されています。
All right, so the realm of Valistia is made from 5 different nations and 1 neutral city-state.
このバリスゼアには巨大なマザークリスタルと呼ばれる存在がいくつか点在しています。これは、現実の世界でいう油田のようなものだと覚えておいてください。
So across the realm can be found the mother crystals, these towering wellsprings of life and magic around which civilization thrives. One might think of these as oil fields.
Yeah, this is like the
そのマザー
second
クリスタル
time
か
that
ら
they've said
溢れ
that.
出るエーテル、まあこれが石油のようなものですね。人々はそのエーテルを使って暮らしていたんですが、
It's like a natural resource.
いよいよそのマザークリスタルから
So the crystals are being
溢れ出る
drained
エーテル
gradually
が
by
枯
people.
渇し始めたというところから物語は始まっていきます。
And these oil fields, these mother crystals, are where the realm gains its energy that powers their everyday lives, the ether, which can be compared to oil. And so this resource, however, proves to be finite, and because of that, this bitter struggle arises amongst the nations over control of what little remains.
結果マザークリスタルを奪い合う戦乱の時代が訪れるということになります。
And that brings us into the current age of war and strife.
では続いて動画もう一本
When
い
they're
き
showing
ま
us
しょ
some
う。
of the areas later on,
All right,
they talk
and
about
we
one of the
have
civilizations,
another video
or the
going to showcase our
civilization that was about
ここでは
1500
ですね、
years
この冒
ago.
険の舞台バリスゼアを
1500
いろんな地
years
域
prior
ウ
to
ォークスルーでまとめてありますのでご覧いただきましょう。
I need to look more
And so we're
up
going to be
on that.
showing some of the areas that are available for
Although I don't
exploration
think
in
there'll be
Final
more.
Fantasy XVI with this short walkthrough video. Let's begin.
Yeah, this is the one where you go for all the different areas like the marketplace and stuff like that. And it is a very pretty game. It'll be fun to play it, see what it's like. I'm looking forward to it. wonder how big some of these areas are, because they look quite... And they break it down later on that you've got fields, and then in each of the fields you've got stages. So you've got like one big massive area with then several different little kind of like instances hanging off. Which makes sense, they'll know how to work with that system because of like FF14 and stuff like that. It's similar. We get a look at some like red caves in a minute. That looks fucking... That looks very cool. Or did I just miss them? Did I just say that after they'd been on the screen? I think I did.
Thank you very much.
今ご覧いただいた映像すべて、カットシーンなどではなく、プレイヤーの皆さんが主人公クライブ・ローズフィールドを実際に赴き、探索し、バトルをするエリアになってます。
And again, what we just showed you is these are not cutscenes. These are all areas that Clive will be able to go to and explore and have battles.
ぜひですね、この16の世界、バリスゼアの、世界を冒険するのを楽しみにお待ちください。
And again, we hope you have fun exploring the world and hope you look forward to it.
続いてセクションとして進むのが、キャラクター、特にファイナルファンタジー16の世界で非常にユニーク、現実と違うのが召喚獣、そしてドミナントという存在になります。
All right, next we'd like to shift focus to our characters, specifically the dominants, these wardens of the elements and the keepers of the icons that play such a central role in our narrative.
このバリスゼアの世界には召喚獣という圧倒的な力を持った存在がおり、20メートルほどのものから、全長120メートルのような巨大なものまで、様々に登場してきます。
But what are the icons? The icon is a Final Fantasy XVI name for what fans of the series will know as the summons, these mythical, giant, magical beasts of legend, capable of taking out entire nations if not kept in check. In Final Fantasy XVI, their size ranges from 60 feet to over 350 feet tall.
そしてこの巨大な召喚獣をその身に宿し、人でありながら召喚獣へと変身していく、そんなキャラクターのことをドミナントと呼んでいます。
But unlike other Final Fantasies, Final Fantasy XVI's icons are not summoned, but it is the dominants who literally become the icons themselves.
このドミナントたち、国によっては、非常に敬られている場合もありますが、奴隷のように兵器のように扱われるなど、国によって扱いが様々に違います。
But icons are not just about battle. In Final Fantasy XVI, we deeply explore the backgrounds of each one, and we find that their fates vary greatly based on where they reside. Some are revered as heroes, while others are forced to fight and are treated as slaves.
この召喚獣の力を宿したドミナントたちの、葛藤とか理想とか、苦悩、そういったもの、価値観も含めてそういったもののぶつかり合いが、16のドラマ性の一つとなっています。
Again, one of our central points of our narratives is going to be learning what drives these dominants. What are their aspirations and what are their desires? Why are they fighting? And what are they
I wonder
fighting
if there's any more of them than this. I mean,
ではここ
obviously
で
we've got Clive
主人公のクライブ・ローズフィールドを紹介させていただきます。
Right, now
we
let's
see in the
take a quick look
trailers.
at our main
I
protagonist,
wonder if
Clive
there are any
Rosfield.
others
今回物語の
We do see
主人公
Leviathan
クライブ・ローズフィー
in
ルド
that
と言いますが、
mural
こちらね、
that we
フ
saw
リーショッ
earlier
ト
on in one of the
ご覧
previous
いただくと
trailers.
分かるよう
You know,
に、
from
今
months
回
ago.
物語はクライブの少年期、青年期、壮年期、この3つの時代を壮大に描いていきます。
And so, our story in Final Fantasy XVI follows Clive Rosfield through three important stages of his life. As you can see here from the left, his teens, his 20s, and his 30s.
クライブ自身がどういったキャラクターなのかというのを皆さん自身、プレイヤー自身がしっかり、理解するためにも、彼の少年期からじっくり追うことでですね、彼の考え方とか、そういったものが理解できるようにゲームデザインされています。
By experiencing firsthand these events that shape and mold Clive, we can better understand, the player can better understand what it is that motivates him and why he eventually becomes the person that he does.
物語の序盤、このクライブはその弟を殺された復讐というものに取りつかれた状態で始まります。その旅路がどんな結末を迎えていくのか、ぜひ、皆さんの手でお確かめいただければと思っています。
Our story starts with Clive obsessed in his pursuit of revenge for the loss of his brother. But across his journey,
Poor
that will
Joshua.
slowly change
He never had a
through
chance.
chance encounters
He
that
never had a
ultimately open
chance.
his eyes to a whole different world.
ただですね
Never had a chance.
もちろんこのちょっと孤独な男クライブですが彼にはこのね心強い相棒のトルガルがいます。
But Clive is not alone in his journey and is accompanied by his faithful hound, Torgal, who in addition to being soft
gonna
and
do some
lovable and
merch
such a
numbers
good,
with
good,
that
good
fucking
boy,
dog.
is
I
fiercely
guarantee
loyal
it.
and a deadly fighter. He's a good boy. Such a good boy. Oh.
というわけでですねぜひこのトルガルの活躍にもご注目ください。
So yes, the story is not only about Clive, but it's Torgal's story as well.
そして何より今回我々、大きな挑戦をしてきた、コンバットシステムですが、2大要素をご紹介していきます。
All right, and finally, let's talk a little bit more about our twin-tiered battle system that I mentioned before.
まず一つ目がクライブ自身がさまざまな召喚獣の力を得て召喚獣アビリティを駆使して戦う召喚獣アクション
Stuff
と
is
いうも
gonna
のがあ
break
り
him,
ま
but
す。
oh, it's gonna do
So Final
bits.
Fantasy XVI's
It's gonna
combat
do
can be split up
bits.
into two different types. The first being player versus enemy battles, in which Clive himself fights against creatures using a customizable combination of unique and powerful iconic abilities acquired from the different icons he meets along his journey.
このアイコン、召喚獣アクションですがプレイヤー皆さんの手で、新しいアビリティを取得したり成長させたり強化することができますのでぜひ自分ならではのクライブをカスタムしていくというところもぜひ楽しんでいただければと思ってます。
Many, many different abilities can be learned and upgraded and customized in a way that's going to match each player's play style.
そして
Yeah,
もう一
I
つ
remember when I
大
was
きな
watching
バ
through
ト
it
ルの
earlier
柱、
on. It's like
先ほどから紹介してい
like a
る召喚獣
circle
同士
with
が激
skills
突す
on
る
it,
召喚
and
獣
then
合戦に
off
なって
that
ます
main central
And our
circle, it's
second
got
type
all the
of battle
circles
are
going
the icon
around it,
versus icon battles, in which
and like
Clive
each one of them is
himself
for a
becomes
different
an
icon. So
icon
it's
to
kind of like
clash with other
a
icons.
weird sphere
この
grid.
召喚獣合戦、
Oh.
そのシチュエーション召喚獣
Like
同
a
士の
minimal
戦いにおいて
sphere grid,
さまざまなシステム、
which seems to be just
い
for
ろんなゲームデ
abilities,
ザイ
I
ンを
think.
用意してありますなのでかなりユニークなゲーム体験になっているのではない
You
か
only
な
get
と
a
思って
brief
ま
look
す
at it when he's going
These
through the
unique massive scale
when he's
encounters
playing
are
the
all
game. I'll
created
try and pause
from the
on it
ground
later
up
on.
to have this unique feel to each of them, that it's not going to be the same every time.
では、
Like I
こ
say, I
こ
have
で
watched it,
ま
but
ず
only
初めに
roughly earlier
そ
on. I
の
was
クライブ自
distracted
身
by
の召
many,
喚獣
many
アクショ
things.
ンの一部をぜひ動画にまとめましたのでご覧いただきます。召喚獣バトルは
I've kinda
また
seen
後
it,
で
but not.
触れていこうと思います。
Okay, so next up, we have a video that's going to showcase the first type of battle, the one that showcases Clive's iconic abilities. As for the iconic clashes, we have another video for later in the presentation. So let's
Yeah,
watch
the
this
dog
first one on
tie, the
iconic
toggle
abilities.
tie that he's got. Like, they're going to sell so many of them. So many of them. Go two hidden icons. Wow, which icons did they show? You mean in that previous video? The one that they showed earlier on? Do we know that they're icons? It could just be bosses. Like if they said that they're icons, or if people just assumed that they're icons. Not yet the videos, but right, I'll keep an eye on. Keep an eye on the names in the corner and shit like that. So, Infernal Icon. That's the fight against Evil Ifrit.
Move.
ありがとうございます。
Thank you very much.
まだまだ、クライブの召喚獣アクションのコンビネーションありますので、この後のね今日だけじゃなくて情報公開でももっと凄まじいコンビネーションアクションをねご覧いただく機会作っていこうと思いますので楽しみにしていてください。
All right, and again, what you saw in this video is only a fraction of the different type of combinations that are available and achievable through our unique system. And so we hope to release more of that information in the near future.
ではここからはですね、先月やった 1回目のメディアツアーの、皆さんからいただいているコメントなどのフォローアップをしていきたいと思います。
Okay, and so one might think that what we've shown you might be enough to satisfy the masses, but no, there are still questions, and so we understand it with all the information out there. It can be sometimes be hard to find all the answers. We did our media tour, but there's still a lot of questions, so we want to touch on a few of those today.
ちなみにこのスクリーンショットに出ているキャラクター、結構重要なキャラクターだったりします。
Oh, yeah, the character that you see up here, this old man, he's actually a very, very important character in the game.
そう、バリス勢ロアをね、めちゃくちゃ
Because one of my
詳しく語ってく
one of my
れる、
first thoughts
コーチみたいな
about that giant stone
character
icon was that it was like a corrupted
This is
titan.
actually the Valstian lore master,
So maybe?
and he knows all about the world. Yoshida-san kind of compared him to me.
Yeah.
Aw, thanks.
そんなロアマスターに今日こんなあたり、答えてもらいます。
And so these are the type of questions that we had asked of us.
笑うところですよ、ここ。
Yeah, I think so.
さあこういうところ安心していただくために皆さんにぜひ実機も使いながらフォローアップしていこうと思います。
Again, so we would like to answer all of these burning questions, and we're going
I
to
mean,
be
yeah, but
doing
we've
that
lost
here today
control of it,
using
probably.
the power of the PlayStation 5.
But it's like
So,
much
Mazu,
bigger and
一つ目。
different to how
こちら
it
で
looked
す。
previously.
All right, so let's start with this
Now
one,
maybe
or
it
these
takes
two,
on that appearance
to be
because of
specific.
who's summoning it.
画面暗くないか、マップ狭いよねって。
Yeah, we got a lot of this. Why is it so dark? Why the area is so small?
いや
No.
まあ
Slow
落
down.
ち着いてスローダウン
down.
please
Okay.
Slow down, slow down.
スローダウン please
Okay.
まあ当然暗いだけでも狭いだけでもない
That's right. It's not all dark. In the game, the areas aren't all small.
でまあなんでこうなったかというとちょっとメディアツアーにはやっぱり今回ファイナルファンタジー16リアルタイムアクションそのバトルをやっぱりメディアの皆さんに大丈夫ですよすごいいいアクションゲーム作りましたよという部分を触ってもらうために、選んだステージがちょっと夜のステージだった。
Okay,
Little
and so
cartoon Yoshi pig.
one of the
It is pretty
biggest
cool.
question marks about Final Fantasy XVI has always been the switch to the full real-time action controls. And so the media tour was set up to be an opportunity to showcase our new battle system and controls. And it just turns out that the area that we chose for that happened to be a dark area.
いやもっと明るいエリアにすればいいじゃない。
And then what's like, then why didn't you choose a brighter area?
一番最初に出来上がったステージだったの。
It's because this is the stage that we had completed first and it was the most ready. Sorry.
いや僕だって明るいステージでやりたかっ
Yeah,
た。
I mean, we wanted to do it in a brighter stage.
まあでも幸いメディアの皆さんにはものすごくねバトルしっかり触っていただけて素晴らしいレポート書いていただいたのでぜひねまだご覧になってない方はそのバトルのレポートご覧いただきたいです。
But again, the media feedback, other than that it was pretty dark, was actually really, really good. And so if you haven't checked out those interviews yet and the media reports on their impression of the battles, please check those out.
ではプレイステーション5を使ってじゃあ実際そんなに暗くないよっていうのとマップ結構広いのもたくさんあるよというのをご紹介したいと思います。
So again, to prove to you that the game isn't all tight quarters shrouded in everlasting darkness, let me whip out the old PS5 to show you one of our more larger explorable areas that we call fields. Right here.
Right. I think it's soon that he does
じ
it.
ゃあ行きましょう。
All right, let's
He kind of like
switch the
goes
screen
into
to
the
the
menu and then he
PS5.
flips
Oh,
over
come on,
to
tonight.
abilities
Okay,
for a second.
it's not froze. It didn't freeze. It didn't freeze.
Under it now, he
か
does
け
it
ておい
at
た
the
ん
end
で
of this.
Pause it. Now we're gonna
section.
unpause. Here we go.
I don't know if
Wait a
we've
minute.
seen
Wait.
that screen before. I
Controller.
haven't.
I just want to show. Look. This is not a video. Okay.
あんなかっこ悪い動きしないでくれるかな。
I'm sorry. Yeah, I made Clive look bad in that, but I had to show you it was real.
まあバリス勢の世界これフィールドと呼ばれるまあ大体2キロかけ2キロ四方のエリアになりますがかなりね広いマップっていうのももちろん用意されてます。
So again, we do have these
Gives me
very
like a
open,
12
spacious areas.
vibes,
This one
but
happens to be
like
again, about
Bujaba.
2 kilometers by 2 kilometers in size.
でちょっと進んでみましょうか。
All right, let's head over this way.
Is it Bujaba? I think it's Bujaba.
でまあこれ普通のハイファンタジーの世界にはね存在しないオブジェクトですがこちら1500年前に存在していたと言われる空の文明と言われる謎のね、古代 文明の遺跡が各所に点在してます。
Well, that's like
Again, we mentioned before that the
close to
game is high
bottom on
fantasy,
my
but
list of
everywhere in the world
things
you're going to see
I
these
need.
type of old relics from an ancient civilization, which we call the Fallen, which existed up until about 1,500 years ago.
That's it.
で言われる謎のね、古代文明の遺跡が各所に点在してます。
Again, we mentioned before that the game is high fantasy, but everywhere in the world you're going to see these type of old relics from an ancient civilization, which we call the Fallen, which existed up until about 1,500 years ago.
Which, if I remember
で
right,
実際
is
こ
a
のフィ
similar
ールド
time
の
scale
中
to
には
something
こうやっ
else.
た、人
I
々が
need
ね
to.
集ま
I
って
think I
キャン
talked about it
プ
in
な
the
どが、
last 16 video.
開
I'm
か
gonna
れ
have
て
to
いたりし
rewatch
ま
it
す。
to remember
Of
what
course,
it was.
in these large fields, it's not just places for battle, but you also have towns and encampments as well.
まあこういったところも
It might
基
have
本は
just, it might
全く
just
ロ
be
ードな
them
し
talking
シームレ
about
スに
that
も
same
全部進んでい
civilization
き
again.
And as you see,
I
it's
think it
all
was in a
seamless
different
from
context. I
field
can't
into town.
remember. Like upscaled FF12, kind of, yeah.
Dynamic conversations.
Put my one down from screen.
であんまり進むと、ストーリーが進んでしまってスポイラーになるので、
Oh, yeah.
ワールドマップの紹介をしようかな。
Okay, yeah, we can't go
Yeah,
any
this-
further. It's about
this area
145
feels
more
like
yards
12
to the next
a
part.
lot.
We can't show you that.
Is
so
it
we're gonna stop
Bujaba?
here,
I'm trying to
and we're
remember
gonna show
which
you the
area
world
it is.
map.
I think it is.
ファイナルファンタジー16ですが、このようにワールドマップというものが存在してます。
So, with Final Fantasy XVI, we have this world map, and these are the areas that you can
No, it
explore.
isn't.
で実際にプレイヤーの皆さんは物語を進めていくとこのワールドマップに行けるエリアというのがどんどんアンロックされていきます。
And as you proceed through the story,
I think
you'll be
Bujaba.
unlocking more and more areas that you can visit.
で
Pujaba's
基
the
本的
Sky
には物
Island.
語ストーリーを進めるためには新しく
My
アンロックされた
memory's
場所で、まあ、バトルをしたり物語の展開が起こったりするんですけどもち
See,
ろ
one
ん
thing I am interested in, this kind of chain thing that's going across the map. Like, is this like have we got a monorail? Is that where we're at? We've got a monorail in this area. Or is that like the power line from the crystal?
それに従わずに他のエリアに行って
Is it
アイ
like
テム
an
を取ってきたり、
ether line?
モブを探したりそういったことも自由にプレイできるようになってます。
And again, of course, players can choose to
Yeah,
again
ether
follow
lines
the main
instead of power
scenario
lines,
along
yeah.
when you unlock new areas, or you can go back to the areas that you previously visited to have battles or search for items.
Because it does lead to
and
the
just
crystal.
explore.
If you
じゃあ
look,
実際
it is leading
どれ
pretty
ぐらい
much
でエリア
directly
チェン
to
ジ
that
するの
mother
か
crystal.
試してみようか。
All right, and now we're going to show you
Oh,
what
yeah,
it's
that
like
makes
to
sense, yeah,
actually
like a
travel
ley
to
line.
an area and how much loading time there is.
まあナウロ
Well,
ー
I'm
リン
not
グ出
kind
さ
of
なくていい
excited
よって
seeing
いう
it
ギ
for
リ
the
ギ
first
リ
time. Yeah,
That's right,
like
yeah,
my
it's
hype level
just
has gone up
short
a
enough that we don't
monorail.
have to
To,
put a
maybe it
download
is like a
link
ley line
symbol on
with
the screen.
monorail. Like, because you
まあ
would, if you're
で
going to
は
build
ちょっ
that, you
と
might
こ
as
こ
well
で
add a monorail to
そ
it.
の RPG 的な要素をちょっとだけご
Unless you
紹
can
介
get
するのに
electrocuted.
セ
Well,
ーブデータ変えます。
ethercuted.
All right, so next up, I want to show you a different type of area, an area that has a little bit more of
Ethercuted?
our RPG
Yeah,
elements in
ethercuted.
Final Fantasy XVI. So we're going to have to switch our save data. This can be changed at any time during gameplay. You can go from back and forth between frame rate and graphics at any time you want. So match it up with your playstyle if you're...
There it is. Yeah, so this is like the little abilities board, and like going off the colours of each of them, I'm going to guess that we've got obviously Ifrit in the middle, unless the middle one is core skills for Clive, because you can see just at the top underneath attributes, you can see like the bottom of one of the circles, and that's also red as well. So I'm going to guess that the middle ones, because there's a lot of sword icons and things like that, and shields and sweeping attacks and stuff. So I'm going to assume that this middle one, Clive's physical abilities, like his weapon skills and stuff like that. Green will be Garuda, blue will be Shiva, I assume. It looks like Shiva, doesn't it? Yeah, it looks like Shiva. I'm going to guess yellow is going to be Titan. And then that top one's got to be Ifrit, I would guess. Unless there are Ifrit ones included in this central circle, which would then make the top one Phoenix. But I reckon like this middle one is just Clive's basic kind of his statistics, his abilities, you know, his skills, that kind of thing. And then the one above it's probably going to be Ifrit. So yeah, Ifrit, Garuda, Shiva, Titan, I would guess. Well, yeah, he only flicks onto it for a second, like he'll
more into
pretty
the
much
action
go
and
off
that
it
frame
now.
rate.
There you
Choose
go.
that frame rate playstyle if you...
Do I need to get really close to the TV here to have a look? I suppose you can. Yeah, you can see. Yeah, 1 second. I just spotted it now. Shit. If you zoom right in, I mean, that does look like the Ifrit one, doesn't it? Can't see that one. That one's Garuda, and then, yeah, that one is Ramu. Because, yeah, you can see that. The guy there. My dude Ramu there. Then that one looks like Ifrit. That one's definitely Garuda, with the wing coming up there and like the bird's head, eagle head kind of vibe going on. And then we can't see that one, but it's got to be Titan. That one has to be Titan. It can't not be Titan. But yeah, you can see Ramu just chilling there. So yeah, actually, yeah, it is Ramu. So, I wonder. I'm assuming at this point we've not got Sheev's abilities. Which one's Phoenix? So, I mean, I was speculating that this middle one here, this red one, was just going to be Clive's abilities, his natural abilities. But given the fact it's got Ifrit in the middle of it, I would assume you can see at the top there in the middle, underneath attributes, you've got like a red circle, the bottom half of it. Little bottom half circle there. And that's red. So I would assume that that's Phoenix. That would be my guess. Which makes sense. Ifrit and Clive's abilities are kind of here because they're his. So they're in the middle, just chilling. And then you've got everything else around it. So yeah, and Phoenix would be the first one that he gets. And then, yeah, I'm pretty sure he does go to Garuda second, I would guess. But he knows he's got Ramu by that point, hasn't he? Because the guy's with him. So does something happen to Sid? Does he end up not able to come with us anymore? And yeah, that is assuming that there's room for 3 more. So I would guess Shiva, Bahamut, and Odin. So it looks like he's going to get all of them, which makes sense. Got to catch them all, you know.
Start playing more into the action in that frame rate, choose that frame
rate mode.
If you just want the beautiful experience, feel free to go with the graphics. All right, so let's load. All right, and next up we have this item that's called the Arete Stone.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what kind of options they've got for stuff like that. Right, so this is like the VR training, basically. You go up to this stone and you can do these different modes.
So within this
you can
virtual
either do the training area,
kind of world, we have
arcade mode where you play in a level for a score,
battle training,
and stage replay where you can go back and play a stage at your current level. And then question mark. I wonder
we also
what
have
it
what's
is.
called an arcade mode, where players can compete for high scores and compare their scores with players from around the world on the leaderboard.
そして一度クリアしたストーリー、ステージを再度リプレイするといったこともこちらのストーンからできますので、ぜひ活用してですね、いろんなやり込みにチャレンジしていただければと思います。
And of course, we also have a stage replay. So any of the stages the players have played and completed, they can go back and replay them at any time. Wait, question? What's that? No.
Question. Secret.
Okay.
というわけで、
Time trial mode
このアジ
maybe
ト
or
を中心
something
にですね、
like that.
クライブいろんな活動をしていく
Or
んだよ
maybe
と
they're
いう
going to
の
sneak some
を
multiplayer
覚えて
shit
おい
in
て
there.
くだ
That's
さい。
So
multiplayer
again,
mode.
this is that safe zone where Clive can go at any time in his journey, and
I
so
would
when you
assume
need a
it's a
break,
game
for
mode.
them,
Like I would get.
of course,
Given what the other 3 options are, that it's some sort of game mode. I think. So you've got the Hall of Virtue, which was the training one where you could just train. The arcade mode where you replay a level to try and get a score. Stage replay where you replay a level at your current level and you can just play through it again. The 4th one's going to be something similar to that. Maybe there's like a... Maybe multiplayer, but probably not. Maybe like a boss rush mode or something like that. Or maybe an icon thing where you have to fight extra icon battles.
we also have a stage replay. So any of the stages the players have played and completed, they can go back and replay them at any time. Wait,
Yeah, I'm intrigued by the question marks, because that's definitely going to be another mode.
Question. secret.
Because that seems to be what this
Okay.
Arete Stone,
Okay.
Arete Stone is all about.
というわけで、こ
Game
の
modes.
アジトを中心にですね、クライブいろん
It's
な
gonna be
活動を
something
してい
like
くんだよというのを覚えておい
Different
て
versus
くだ
the
さい。
Hammer
So again, this is that safe zone where Clive can go at
And
any
the
time
PS5
in
probably
his
pull it
journey.
off,
And
to be
so when
fair.
you need a break for the main story, the
It would be
hideaway is where
demanding
the
though,
fun
and
continues.
combat-wise it'd be
では
demanding to figure
一
out
回
how
パワ
to
ーポイ
do
ン
it.
ト戻りましょう。
All right, so let's return to the
Maybe like a
PowerPoint for
boss
now.
rush mode though, where you go one after the
あ
other.
止まらなくてよかった。
Whew, I'm glad it didn't freeze.
No, definitely interested by that little question mark thing.
なんかミスったらね、開発チームにめっちゃ怒られるからね。
Yeah, I mean, if you
Yeah.
froze it, then you couldn't go back to Japan. Everyone would be like,
I feel like these fights are going to be a bit more
さあで
demanding
は
than the
次の
seven
フォローアッ
remake
プいきま
ones.
しょう。
all right, let's go to the next
Just because of
burning
the
question.
fucking size of the
I
fight.
hate
Yeah, I'm not a fan of
I hate
QTEs. I'm not going to lie. I'm not a big fan of QTEs.
まあ QTE 人によってね好き嫌いもちろん分かれるとは思うんですがちょっとフォローさせてください。
I get why
We
they've done it
know
because it's a
that,
long
the
cutscene
opinion on
and just be sat there
QTEs
doing
varies
nothing
greatly
otherwise.
amongst players.
まずそのファイナルファンタジ
And it's supposed to be a fight,
ー
so you've got to
16
be
のそ
involved.
のカットシーン
I think you're right
これっ
about the
て
boss rush or
QTE な
battle
のか
royale.
と言われる
It's
と
something. It's definitely something. They're the only
There's
things
the
that are coming
question.
to my
So,
head at the
are
minute.
all
They're the
of
main
Final
two.
Fantasy XIV's battle
I don't
cutscenes
think it'll be a battle
QTE
royale.
driven?
I don't know. By
答えはノーです。
multiplayer, I mean,
The
I
answer to
don't
that
know.
is no.
まあ
Like-
正直に言うと
Maybe some at Final
た
Fantasy
くさんのこう
14S,
キ
you
ー
know,
の
like a
入
raid
力を
or
要
something
求さ
like
れ
that.
る
You
よう
can
な
jump in and do
そ
a
の
boss
シチ
fight
ュエー
with
ショ
other
ンっていうの
people.
はまあ
I
カッ
don't
トシ
see
ー
how
ン中
that
に
makes sense though.
ディレクターの高井も
I think it's
僕
more
は正
likely
直
to
言
be
うとあんま
something
り
to
好
do
き
with
ではない
icons.
です
Is it okay? Yeah, it's
今
okay.
は OK なんだ
This is
すい
good
ません
that you
ラ
can't
イブスト
fail
リームの方なん
a
か配信遅
combat
延があっ
because
た
you
ようで
miss
申し訳ないです
a
So yeah,
QTE
we want to
press.
apologize to everyone watching. We're really sorry for the lag.
後ほど
There you go,
ぜ
there's
ひ
the
ア
bit
ー
where
カ
they're
イブの
talking
方
about
を
the
ご覧い
stream
ただ
going
ける
down.
と助かります
Yes, the whole panel will be archived. So if you're missing anything, you'll be able to watch it later.
改めてすいません途中でなんですが、このカットシーン中にイベントが発生した時、これを何か失敗したとしてもゲームオーバーになることは一切まずありません
We want to assure you with is that while missing a QTE will change the outcome of a cutscene transition, it will never result in a game over.
入力全編
So you
通してあ
could
るのは
ignore
3つだけで
them,
す
I suppose.
攻撃を
You
行
could
う
just
時の
ignore
四
them.
角ボタンを押す、それから回避する時の
I think we're gonna
R1 ボ
stay
タン
to
を
play
押す
in April.
それか簡単に、攻撃ボタンを連打する
When
こ
was
の
the
3
last
つしか存在しないので、ぜひコントローラーからその手を離さずにクライブと一緒になって、
Have we had one this year? We've had one
バ
this
トル
year,
っていうのを
haven't we?
楽しんで
Did
も
we
ら
get
い
one
た
in
いという
February?
演出のものだというふうに思ってください
So also, there are only
Oh,
three
if it was
types of
March,
these
we won't
commands
get
that are
one
ever used.
in April.
Attack,
I don't think they'll do
pressing
them that close
square,
together.
Evade, pressing R1, or a clash. Where
I think a
you
lot of
button
things are
mash
going to be saved
the
for
square.
E3 now.
And
Because
again,
we're
these
getting
are
real
used to
close to
correspond to what's
E3, so a lot of
actually
people
going
will
on in
think,
the
yo,
cutscene.
let's
So
just do E3.
when there's a cutscene, you don't have to put your controller down. You can keep holding onto it.
Everyone's
take
going to
up
be
the part
looking
of
at
Clive, really
E3.
be a
Although
part
there
of
is
the
going to be
battle.
information on 16 apparently in
ちなみに
April.
入
So
力の受付時間も非
we
常
are
に長
apparently
いの
getting
で
more
そもそもクイッ
FF16
クです
stuff
ら
in
ない
April. So we'll have to
And
keep an eye out
also,
for that.
with these mini QTEs that we have in the game, again, the amount of time that you get to press the button is actually, you have a lot of time. It's not actually that quick.
I think they'll do
Probably.
interviews.
It's
I think it'll be another
slow-
round of interviews, to be
slow
honest with you. 'Cause
time
they seem to be
event.
doing a lot of them.
まあまあでもそれぐらいのものだ
We
と
seem to get
思って
something like this, and then we
あ
get
ま
a
り
load
気
of
にせずに
interviews
い
after
て
it.
いただけると助かります
Again, it's not something the players are going to need to worry about during the battles. They're
Could
very
get
legion.
rebirth news.
Hi.
Starting to
Dewa,
think they're going to wait
second
until
section,
16's
All right,
done,
let's
or at
go,
least wait until
to the next
E3.
burning question.
That's genuinely
yeah.
the vibe. I
Yeah.
mean, it's February 23rd.
これ
Oh
は
yeah, the
これ
Suicide
は
Squad
で
one
も
fuck me.
正直気持ちがもちろんわからないわけで
The
は
one
ない
that's
で
been
す
shelved
I
for
really, really
X amount of
understand this
time.
as a player myself.
なのでまず最初に本当にすいません
And
ご
so
め
I'm
ん
going
な
to
さ
start
い
off. I apologize. I'm really sorry.
This is the one that triggers me. I hate this.
いやで僕らはもちろん開発チームもターンベースの RPG は大好きですそれで育ってきてるので我々も
Again, but
Just
just
kinda
like
want
you,
them to
again,
stop
we
making
on the dev
excuses
team,
about it. They've
we
made
all
the choice,
love
that's
turn-based
cool.
games. Again, we grew up on turn-based games.
ただそれ
Stop
と
patronizing
同じぐ
people.
らいもしかしたら今それ以上に
Because
や
it
っぱり
always
アクション
becomes,
ゲ
oh,
ームが
we've made
僕
it
ら
easy
自
for
身大
people
好
who
きな
like
ので
turn-based games. It's like, no,
今
dickhead,
回
I
は
don't need you to
そ
make it
の
easy.
アクションを盛り込んだフ
Ignoring
ァイナル
the
ファンタジー
point
というものに挑戦させていただきました
The only thing that
And again,
pisses
but
me
we
off.
also really love
You
action
should just
games,
stop
even a
progressing it
little
and
bit
just be like,
more,
yo, it's an action
now that
game.
we're older.
Play the
And
game.
we wanted to take this opportunity to make the next Final Fantasy into something that was going to challenge ourselves. And we wanted to challenge ourselves with making a full action-based Final Fantasy game. Something that
Like, they put these
shows
rings
the
in.
world
We
the
won't be
potential
using
of the
any of
series.
these rings.
え
They
た
look
だ
like they made the game far too
ち
easy.
ゃんとお約束し
Like,
ます
oh, like
誰もが
stopping the
楽
game
し
so
め
that
る
you
ゲ
can
ー
press
ム
the
に
dodge button
しっか
and
り
shit
仕上
like
がって
that.
ま
So
す
yeah, we're not
But
doing
Final
that.
Fantasy XVI isn't just for those
Not at
players
all.
who excel at action games. We want
None of
everyone
that
to play
shit.
it. Even that guy, right there. In the third
Try
row, I
messing around
think
with the
I talked to
time
him
mode stuff,
earlier.
it was just fun.
He said, Koji,
I've not played
I'm
classic
not
mode
good at
still
action
on
games.
remake
No, it's for
because it just
everyone,
feels like it's been
even
shoehorned
you.
in just to shut people up.
俺は何
And
も言っ
I
てない
just
からな
yeah.
Yeah, that's
No,
all
I
me.
will play the game as they've
Probably
intended
action
it to be
He
played.
can? That guy can? Okay. But not that guy. He told me.
But maybe for
Yeah,
fun
that's
at some
right.
point. Just
どうやっ
become
て
invincible and
そ
just
のア
walk
クション
through
ゲー
the
ムが
game.
苦手だっていう人にとってもこの「ファイナルファンタジー16」が楽しめるゲームになってるのかこれもちょっと実機でご紹介しようと思います
But again, to make the game both accessible and enjoyable to everyone, we developed these in-game.
I mean,
今回ちょっとまた新しいエリアでバトルを紹介してみようかなと思ってます
Okay, so we're going to go to a different section of the area that we did the walkthrough before.
まずクライブの、
Yeah.
現在のギアですがこのアクセサリー何も装備されてません
Okay, so this is the gear equipped screen, and we see at those bottom three slots for accessories, we have nothing equipped in the accessory slots.
普通にクライブのこの召喚銃の切り替えというのは、こちらの L2 ボタンを押す
Okay,
召
so
喚
by
切り
pressing
替
the
え
L2 button, that cycles through the three icons that you have channeled.
じゃあ僕が全てマニュアルでちょっと敵と戦ってみようかなと
Okay, so first we're going to go through a battle. This is all manual. We have none of the helpful accessories equipped.
まず回避は R1 ですね
So you press R1 to evade. See him evading there.
で仲間たちはオートで戦います
And then you have Jill and Torgal are fighting automatically. He's
今
dodging.
うまくかわしますね
That was a good judge.
でもかわせないと
And that was a bad one. Dodge.
I don't know. It looks better than it did last time I saw the combat. The last footage that I saw of the combat, it looked a bit light and
You're pretty
floaty
good.
and not. It looked like it didn't have any weight to it almost. This looks a bit better. This looks a lot better
で
than what
ビ
I
ル
saw
ゲー
last
ジ
time.
を
To be fair.
削るとこうダウン状態に
And each enemy has of these larger enemies have what's called a will gauge. When you get their will down to 0, they will be staggered and fall like this. And it's for a free-for-all on the down enemy.
Still not 100% on how I'm gonna enjoy it. I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it feels when we play it. That's going to be the proof of the pudding. You know what I mean? That's going to be the thing that decides it. It looks alright. It's just
では
weird.
倒しましたね
Hey, defeated. How much practice?
え
How much practice?
Four times?
4 times?
まあ今のが、何も、サポートつけてない状態フルのア
And
ク
this
ショ
is
ンだ
where
と
he
思ってい
puts
た
the
だければい
rings
いで
on
す
and it
僕なん
kind
て
of
全然下手な方なん
blows
で
things down for him and
All right,
timing
and again,
and shit
that
like
was
that.
with none of the helpful timely accessories equipped. And so, again, I'm not as good as this as a lot of players are, but that's what it's like at the base difficulty.
ここでですねちょっとアクションゲーム苦手だという方におすすめのサポートアクセサリーご紹介します
Again, we can understand that even that can be very overwhelming for players that aren't used to action type of games. And so now we want to equip the timely accessories.
今回「ファイナルファンタジー16」難易度を選択するといったような考え方ありませんこのアクセサリーを使うことでアクションの自分の苦手なポイントを補ってくれるこれをつけることで誰でもアクションゲームを楽しめるというふうに作ってます
So again, with Final Fantasy XVI, we don't have the traditional difficulty system where you choose like easy mode or normal mode or hard mode. The difficulty is the same, and we change the difficulty, and each player can customize their own difficulty by equipping or unequipping these timely accessories to basically match their own skill level.
では今回はこの5つのアクセサリーの中からオートアタックをまずつけます。
So first off, we're going to equip what's called the Ring of Timely Strikes, which automates the attacks.
さっきの僕のマニュアル操作とクライブがどれぐらい動き変わるか見ててください。
And so we want you to see what it's, compare it to what you saw before. Before, it's fully manual, having to press all of the buttons and all of the combinations to do the attacks. This condenses it all down into the square button only. And we wanted you to see how that differs.
もう一つが、オートスローリング。
And the next up, we're going to equip what's called the Ring of Timely Focus.
こちらはですね、攻撃、クライブを相手から攻撃を受けそうになると、
This
そ
one
の
that
数
lets
フ
you
レーム
dodge.
前からゲーム全体がスローになるので、ゆっくり回避を、しっかり
This
自分
kind of
で
gives you
その
like
手
a
で選
pause
択することがで
moment
きるようにな
where
り
you
ま
can
す。
hit the dodge
And
button.
with this ring, what happens is when something is about to attack Clive, or there's an incoming attack, right before it hits Clive, the game will slow down and Clive will be prompt to press R1 to evade out of the way. So it basically slows down the action to allow for easier evasion.
ではさっきの相手より強そうな
All right, let's
ク
look
アー
for
ル
a
を
different animal. Let's find, before it was a Storm Panther, now let's find the stronger Curl.
見ててくださいね。まず攻撃
All right, so
を
now we're
避
going
け
to
ま
do
す。
attack. We're going to dodge one of the attacks.
これ R1 を押すだけですね。あ、自分で避けちゃった。
Oh, that was good. Yes, just pressing R1 at the prompt.
Suppose you could use this if you're struggling to figure out the timing
連
for a
続で
dodge.
も
You can
And then
put the
like
ring
this
on,
as well, when there's
get the timing
multiple
for it, and then
attacks
take
in
the
the
ring off
round,
and do the five properly.
each one will
四
stop.
角
Look at
And
him
now
just
we're going
holding.
to show
Okay.
the auto attack.
Hey,
And
Emma, how
now
you doing?
he's only pressing square and
Perhaps
he's
this
able
is
to do
insane.
these
Yeah,
combinations.
I'm quite up for it. I want to know
Right.
more about the story and the characters. Like that's the main thing for me. I want to get into that. Combat looks a
You
bit.
can play one-handed.
It's all right. But the story and the
だ
characters
から
and
こ
the
こまで
icons,
そ
I want to know
の
more
サポー
about
ト
all
してもらう
that
と
shit.
本当片手でもこれぐらい遊べちゃいます。
And again, you know, the Ring of Timely Focus and the Ring of
And it's
Timely
absolutely
Strikes
beautiful.
condense
Like,
the
visually,
action
it's
down into
brilliant.
something so simple that
Music
you can
sounds
play
good.
with one hand.
もちろんだからこのオートスローだけをつけてアクションはね自分でやるっていうのも楽しみ方の一つなんじゃないかなと思ってます。
Again,
Hey,
another
you
option,
saw
again,
it.
because these
Someone
can
looks like
be
it was a
combined
girl.
in any way you
Nothing
want.
special
For example, if this
about
is
it, maybe.
too easy,
That's what I'm
maybe only
thinking,
equip
like,
the Ring
looking
of
at
Timely
it, it's
Focus
not
that helps
telling it
with
to me.
evasion,
It
but
looks
then decide
F.
to do all of the
But
action
when I've got
manually.
it in my hand,
はい、
that
倒
may
し
be
ました。
completely
ありが
different.
とうございま
There
す。
you go.
That's what I'm hoping for. I
ま
don't
あ
know.
もちろん今
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
オートスローリングをつけて
Everyone
る
who's
ので
played
攻
it
撃を
said
受
it
ける
felt
直
really
前
good.
にスローになりますが、
So,
まあ
you know
そ
what I mean?
の
That fills
回
me
避
with
自
hope.
体をもう全部オートにしてしまうっていうアクセサリーも用意しているので、プレイヤーの皆さん一人一人がどんなスタイルでこのゲームを遊びたいか、そこをぜひチョイスしながら、自分で、楽しめる楽しみ方っていうのを見つけられるようになってます。
Again, in
Just so
addition
the
to
open world
these
has more than 15.
two that we've shown you already, there are many more of the time.
Maybe. I mean, it looks like each area is quite big.
If you know, slowing
And there's
down
a
time is
reasonable
still too
amount of
much
stuff in it.
for some
I
players. We
mean,
have
it's
an
how
accessory
densely
that will
packed it is and stuff
completely
like that.
automate evasion, so you don't even have to press anything and you'll
how big
dodge out
these
of the way
areas
automatically.
actually
So it's
are.
all about finding what's difficult for you, what's easy for you, and finding a combination that works.
Which is again, it's going to
まあ
be a
ぜ
case
ひ
of
ね、
getting
ストー
into
リ
the
ーを楽
areas.
しみ
They
たいんだ
look
という
reasonably
方
well
は
sized.
いろんなサポート使いながら、
This one does at
も
least.
ちろんその例えばアクションに自信があるよという方は全て外してですね、さっき紹介したアーケードモードなんかでスコアアタックをするときは当然サポートアクセサリーつけてない方がスコアが高くなるようになってます。
Again, so for those players that just want to focus on the story and just want to see the narrative and don't want to have to worry about action, there are a lot of accessories that will simplify a lot of stuff and make it easy for even you players. On the other hand, if there's those players out there that know I'm great at action games, I want to challenge myself, take off all the accessories and play it on its hardest mode. We also have other types of battle content that will challenge those players as well. For example, the arcade mode that we showed you before, where you, if you wear these accessories, you're going to get a lower
Yeah,
score.
so
So you're
there's
going to take
definitely
those off
that fourth question
and
mark thing is
play the game in a
something
sense where you can
big
where it's
battle
just
related.
you and get those high scores and get on the top of the leaderboard.
Gotta be.
そして世界中でですね、ファイナルファンタジー16使ってストリーミングしようと思ってくださってる方もいると思います。ストリーマーの皆さんにですね、この今画面の左上にクライブが今どんなサポートアクセサリーつけてるか一目で表示されるようになってます。ですのでいちいち視聴者の皆さんにどういう装備で戦ってるか紹介しなくても、一目で分かるようになってます。
And again, we know that with these timely accessories, one thing that might happen is that you're going to have streamers that are going to want to be streaming how good they are, and they'll be like, wait a minute, is this guy using, the timely accessories to make everything easy? Well, for streamers, we have on screen, if you see at the top left hand, it will show you which of the accessories that you're equipping at that time. So again, streamers won't be able to cheat, and they won't have to go in and show their audience, oh, I have this one off or have it on. You'll always be able to know right up there in the top left.
Yes. さあ実機はそろそろいいですか？
But I guess, yeah, I think we're done showing battle. But the title of our, panel is "Can you pet the Torgal?"
Oh, yeah.
You can pet the.
Yes.
Not that Torgal. That Torgal. Can you pet the Torgal?
Sorry. Torgal.
Torgal.
Wow.
Wow. No.
Sorry.
Wow.
しょんぼりしちゃった。
Can you kill
Wow,
the Torgal?
you can kill the Torgal, yeah. Wow.
Ted.
There you go.
Good.
Yeah.
Good doggo. I mean, you can kind of pet it. It was like yay far away, but I mean, it was a good effort.
Treats for
You can
doggo.
feed the doggo.
ごめん。単純にボタン間違っちゃっ
Sorry, I pressed
So,
the wrong
I
button.
want
Yeah,
to
right.
his.
Yeah, right. Okay.
た。はい。というわけでですね、トルガウルもぜひたくさん可愛がってあげてください。
So yes, you can pet the Torgal.
Pet
All right,
the
let's go
Torgal.
back to the PowerPoint.
はい実機でした。ありがとうございました。では、そろそろ最後のセクション行こうと思います。
Okay, next up, we go on to the next question.
召喚獣バトル、この前公開したイフリート対ガルーダ、
Open
まあ、
Reavers
かなり重量級の
Agreed.
バトルでした。
Agreed.
であのバトルちょっとゲームの序盤であることもあっ
I hope
て
it gets
皆さんに
destroyed
操作に
forever.
慣れてもらうためにあえて結構簡
That's
単
one
な
of the
作りに
changes.
してありま
Hate
す。
Sith.
So
Go.
we had some players wondering about whether the icon versus icon battles are going to be all the same. At the media tour, we allowed the media to try out the Ifrit versus Garuda battle. And as this is one of the first icon versus icon battles that appear in the game, the overall difficulty is fairly low. You
assume
can
it's
think of
the
it as an
second.
icon versus icon
I
tutorial.
mean, I guess there's an icon versus icon fight
じゃあ
when
イベントバトルなのか
Ifrit
と
and
いうと
Phoenix,
やっぱ
the
これ
thing
も
with
答え
Joshua.
は
I'm
ノーになり
assuming
ます。
something happens
But again,
then.
not
And
all
then
of them
after
are going
that,
to
I
be the
guess
same.
it's Garuda.
召
13
喚
years
獣バト
later
ル
or something.
テーマごとに、バトルシステムが異なってるんですがこれをなかなか言葉で伝えるのは難しいのでストーリーのスポイラーにならないギリギリでまた新しい動画ちょっといくつか持ってきましたのでご覧いただいた方が早いかなと思います。
Right, as the story progresses, Clive gets more used to his icon. The battles will get speedier and more complex and more challenging. And again, showing you too much of these may result in some major spoilers, but we did put together a quick video that shows you just enough. So let's take a look at
Right,
some of
is
those
this the one
icon
that
versus
you've
icon
run
battles.
about before? Fireball. Normal Titan. Titan what? This looks fun. Hammer. Internal icon. Internal icon.
ありがと
Interesting.
うございました。
Thank you.
まあちょっとなかなか
Yeah,
ユニークな
Typhon
システム
feels
だけ
like a
に
boss.
実態ご紹介しきれないんですが、この
Like, the vibe I'm getting from the Typhon thing is that it's a boss. Possibly a side boss of some sort. Because this looks like it's in a weird little separate area. You know what I mean? We don't see anything to do with a dominant either. Titan. In this scenery here, does it look similar in the Titan block? But yeah, that's kind of interesting though, because like I say, one of the first things I thought when I saw that was that it was some sort of corrupted version of Titan. Maybe that's exactly what we've got there. They show it straight after Titan. Yeah, I don't know why, I've got a feeling that Titan's going to be a boss rather than an icon with a dominant. It's going to be like a loose icon, a stray icon. But it doesn't appear on the mural, I don't think. I'm going to be going back to that mural now and having another look at some point. But it doesn't appear on the mural. There's one that's on the mural that we haven't seen yet, and that's what a lot of us have assumed is Leviathan. I think Titan Lost's on the mural. Because, like, if you remember, you've got... Let me see if I can find it now.
ありがとうございました。
Thank you.
まあちょっとなかなかユニークなシステムだけに実態ご紹介しきれないんですが、この先もですね、少しずつまた召喚獣バトル動画ベースで出していくことで、いろんなエキサイトメントが待ってるんだよということを伝えていければと思ってます。
As you saw, the battles in Final Fantasy XVI can sometimes prove a little unorthodox, but they're very unique and they're very exciting.
Shut up, bro. Yeah, so... I'm assuming that this thing underneath this winged version of Ifrit is that Titan Lost, potentially. That was always my assumption. Then we've got kind of Ramu over here to the left with Shiva. Then we've got Garuda in the middle here. We've got Titan there. We've got Bahamut on the right. But then we've got this big serpent kind of thing going on. And it's this big serpent that's kind of throwing me on the right-hand side. You can't even see that, can you? Because kind of... I don't know why that's over to the side so much. Let me... Gonna do that, yeah, to the right-hand side there. We've kind of got this Leviathan just behind Bahamut. And at the bottom, we've just got Odin, and I can't see any others. But yeah, that Typhon doesn't appear there. See, this is what I've always assumed, that this serpent is going to be Leviathan. And I would assume it's got a dominant as well, because if you look at all of the others, they've all got this halo around them. They've all got this little halo kind of orbiting around the heads. Bahamut's got it there. Titan's got it. Oh, shit. Titan's got it there. Garuda's got it there. Shiva's got it. Ramu's got it. So is Leviathan. In fact, I believe the only one that hasn't got it is this big man up top. The only one that I can't see it on. And I do solidly believe that that is some sort of base. 1 second. This here. Like you can kind of see like the crown around the top of it, nose, mouth. chin, eyes. Kind of what that feels like to me. Now, could that maybe be Typhon? Because if we look at Typhon in this combat, oh, that's interesting. But I don't see why Typhon would be all the way up there. Unless they have kind of showed us like a final boss in this cutscene, which I very much doubt. Surely not. That's more like a Crown of Thorns kind of thing anyway, isn't it? Whereas... Let me just find it 1 second. There we go. So if we look at... Oop. Everything moved. Why do you do this to me, you piece of shit? There we go. Yeah, we'll go back to that now. So yeah, if we look in the top right-hand corner there, we can see the Typhon icon's little picture has got kind of like a halo thing around its head. Could they have possibly shown us something very, very late game here by showing us Typhon? That's why I said it looks like PS6 graphics. It was short, but the graphics were futuristic. Yeah, could this be a very, very, very late game kind of thing? Top one's Cloud's dad. Shit. No! Oh. Yeah, that's interesting, that. But could Typhon be like one of the Legend of Windstrife continues? That it does. That it does. Yeah. Could Typhon be that at the top? Because like when they first revealed the mural, I did a video about it, and I floated the idea then that that's a face at the top in the middle. You know, just kind of behind Ifrit, looming over him and kind of looking down on him. Well, I think that's Dark Ifrit, you know, in the middle with the wing. I think that is Dark Ifrit. And he looks almost like he's kind of a morph of a lot of the other ones. Or a couple of them. He's got wings like Garuda. He's got the rocky kind of body at the bottom, like Titan has. That definitely looks like that thing. You know, the one that, the Dark Ifrit figure that I assume is Dark Ifrit is kind of sat on the stone thing in the mural. He 100% looks like that. I've gone too far back. But look at him there. Look at the shoulders, the points that come up off the shoulders at like the top there and here. And then kind of similar, yeah. It only looks like Garuda and Titan that have become a part of it. But then we still have representations of Garuda and Titan at the bottom. Yeah, they named Dark Ifrit the Infernal Icon, so maybe that's what this is. Like, kind of stood atop. But then there's a looming shadow power behind Dark Ifrit, the Infernal Icon and everything that he's doing. There's kind of something else behind it. Interesting. Because this is the fight from the start of the game, I assume. It looks like it is. Although I don't know. Could this be later on in the game? I mean, do we get an Ifrit versus Ifrit at the start of the game in that early phase? Or do we just get Phoenix versus Ifrit and Phoenix loses?
まあちょっとなかなかユニークなシステムだけに
And that's
実態ご
very
紹
late
介
on
し
in
き
the
れない
game
ん
or
ですが、
something
この
like
先
that.
もですね、少しずつまた召喚獣バトル動画ベースで出していくことで、 いろんなエキサイトメントが待ってるんだよと
Possibly.
いうことを伝えてい
It's
ければ
something.
と思ってい
It's
ま
it's
す。
definitely
As you
something.
saw, the battles in Final Fantasy XVI can sometimes prove a little unorthodox, but they're
And it
very unique
definitely
and they're
looks
very
like it's
exciting.
taking
And I'm really
dominance
excited to
over
show you
all of
even
the
more
other
and have
icons.
more
So this
to show
one
you
thing
in the
has
near
got
future.
dominance over all the other
では
icons,
最後
but
なん
then
です
something
が
else
こ
has
ちら
got
は結構リ
dominance
クエスト
over
が多
that.
かったです。 RPG とか
This
やり込み
mural
要
has
素
got
どうなっ
so
てる
many
の
answers in it, man.
Again, so now our final concern has to do with the game
Like,
content
genuinely,
outside
this
of battles.
mural
We've
has
seen
got
the
so
action, but what
many
about the
answers in it.
RPG?
も
We
ちろん
just need
あ
the
ります。
context to piece
Again.
it together.
We have RPG elements too.
ただもう時間がなくなったので、
my brain's
4月
making
以
me
降
think
ま
that
た
that could
情
be
報
Typhon
こ
now.
の
But I
RPG
don't
要素
think
やり
it is.
込み出していきますので、ぜひ注目してお待ちください。
Again, our counter clock says 000.
Yes.
So
I can't
we're
see him
out of
showing
time,
us the final
but
boss.
in the very,
a
very near
trailer
future,
like
we're going
this,
to
so
be
it can't
releasing
be.
more information on the RPG elements of Final Fantasy XVI.
はい。まあでは
And like I say,
時間も
on
なくなっ
Typhon's
てしまっ
picture,
た
it's
の
like
で
a
最後
halo,
に
a
ちょっと
vertical
改
halo
め
at the
てな
back.
んですが、
Whereas on this, it's
こ
like
ち
a
ら
crown of thorns almost.
ファイナルファンタジー16、2023年6月22日全世界同時発売です。
All right, so Final Fantasy XVI on sale worldwide June 22nd, 2023.
Kind of see it here going
ぜひ
round
ですね
the top of the head.
まあ今のところ
Like a
ほぼ
little
ほぼ
crown
予
of
定通り
thorns kind of
発売
thing.
しますので、ぜひ予約をしてお待ちください。
And we
Can
don't
people see that,
expect
or am I just
any
tripping?
delays.
You've got the eyes,
delay.
No
nose,
delays.
mouth.
And so if
And
you
like a
haven't
crown
already
of
pre-ordered,
thorns kind of
please
situation
pre-order
going on here.
today.
Yes, today and every day.
Every pre-order
Interesting.
every day.
それではすみません、
Interesting.
駆け足になりましたが、最後まで、このパネルありがとうございました。
Interesting.
ライブ
And that
ストリームの皆
mural's
さん
been
も
out
すみませ
for
ん、途中
ages.
ラグ
We've
があっ
had
た
that
そうなんで
mural
すが、
for a
アー
very
カイブ
long
しっかり、
time.
用意しますので、ぜひ
The
そちら
Reddit
も合わ
post
せ
on
てご覧く
Reddit
だ
details
さい。
that very
Right,
bad.
thank you everyone
Is
for
done. I need to go
watching
on
the
Reddit more.
entire show.
I'm not
with
going
us.
on Reddit now, but I do need to go
For
on
those
Reddit more.
watching the stream, we really, really apologize about the lag. Again, watch the archive. Thank you for everyone for coming.
Thank you!
Could that be Typhon though? Now that we've seen Typhon takes another image over. Oh, I think I saw that. I think someone tweeted that as well around the same time. It's one of the? It's like a biblical image, isn't it? If I remember correctly, right? Let us go. Let us go.
I think it's safe
Let
to
us
say
go.
that there aren't many examples of games that have had a
Let's fire
more...
up Octopath because we'll do some grind and chill and chat shit. I think that's going to be the thing that we do for a bit now. Let me change my thing over on a. Send your link. Nice, thank you. Yeah, I don't Reddit very much. I tend to wait for things to pop up on Twitter and then kind of notice them. I need to start using Reddit more. Oh god, we've got so much grinding to do. Ooh, mural theory. Right, let's have a look. On further analysis of the mural, I could imagine a shadowy figure with a face on top with a thorn crown, yeah. That made me remember the only other mural seen in the game of the goddess of the Empire of Sanbreque. Yes. Oh. I've not seen this. So there's the mural. Thorn crown, face, right arm, left arm. Yeah, because it does look like a kind of like a something going on round here. I thought it was just like an archway initially. You know, just coming round here, but maybe. Right arm, left arm, thorn crown ish. Face 100%. Yeah, I'm kind of into that. I mean, as disinterested as but I'm really happy to help you. I appreciate that, thank you. Yeah, that's interesting, that. That's quite interesting, that. I wish... When did this get posted? 5 months ago. Was that about the time we saw the mural first time? I wish I'd seen this before I did my video, because, yeah, very similar, except I have not seen this image. And I didn't notice the arms. I didn't pick up on the arms coming down, but I definitely picked up on the face and the crown. I definitely picked up on the face. I don't know if I picked up on the crown. Actually, now that I think, I'm going to have to rewatch that video. But yeah, I've not seen that image before. That is very interesting. There it is. Background of the Clive and Benedict fight, you can see a statue of the goddess figure. I'm not convinced it's the person in Rosaria, but definitely could be. Maybe this goddess figure can use the power of any icon and not just Ifrit. Very interesting. Yeah, that's definitely food for thought. Definitely food for thought. Because yeah, this mural's super sus. The way they focused on it so much in the trailer and the shit that's going on in it, kind of weird. Like, why is Garuda facing this way? Why is Ramu facing this way? Like, Ramu and Garuda, I mean technically Shiva as well, looking at it. They're all facing away from what's going on. Whereas then you've got Leviathan, Titan, and Odin and Bahamut. Is Bahamut facing towards, or is Bahamut facing away? I think Bahamut's facing... If you look, his head's there, facing this direction. Yeah, so Bahamut's facing away as well. Interesting. So Ramu... Wait, no, Ramu's facing towards, isn't it? So Ramu's facing towards what's going on, and is the closest one to it. Shiva's facing away, Garuda's facing away, Bahamut's facing away. And then you've got Leviathan, Titan, and Odin facing towards. Yeah, I'm intrigued by this. This feels like it's that Lost Titan figure. That's what that feels like to me. That feels like Lost Titan. This is obviously, I'm gonna guess it's either Ifrit or the Infernal icon. It's one of the two. These wings feel like Garuda. But they're not. But they kind of feel like Garuda a little bit. And then that's a definite face. I'm sorry, that is 100% a face. I said it when I did my video on this ages ago. That is 100% a face. The Thorn Crown's very interesting. Seeing Typhon's very interesting. Yeah, definitely things to think about there. Definitely things to think about there. Hey, Fitz, how you doing, man? Yeah, definitely things to think about there. I think I might be lazy and edit that into a video tomorrow as well, possibly. I'll probably do a new video, we'll see. Rate. Give me 2 seconds, we'll get a quick drink. We're going to Octopath the fuck out of it, people. We are Octopathing. We are Octopath travelling. That's what we're doing. Because we've still got to beat that little dickhead Galdera. We've still got to beat him.